away is mumbling about...
He has no further questions. Let's just move on. Do you have anything, Mr. Novak?
I do.
Here we go. We're going to get an hour of painful redirect before the week is over. They're fighting between passing the witness, which is hilarious.
On November 6, 2021, you said that you flew into town that day, correct? Or not that day, but before the recording session that occurred on that day.
Yes.
You flew in a day or a few days before that, correct?
The day before.
And you said you flew on a commercial jet, correct?
Yeah.
But it have had casings.
You also said you did not have a gun with you when you flew on that plane, correct?
Okay.
Did you bring any ammunition with you?
No.
Did you bring any fired cartridge cases with you?
No, I ain't home to that.
Casings, those things that come out of the gun, you didn't have any of those with you that day, correct? You said at the time you were living in New York, correct?
Yeah.
Even though you were living in New York, did you have a California driver's license?
No, never.
Did you try to purchase any ammunition in California?
No, never.
Criminal report at this point, take judicial notice that you cannot buy ammunition in California. It's not relevant. He said he didn't try to buy ammunition.
That's editorial.
That's the answer to the question, whether it is lawful or not lawful to buy ammunition in California. It's not relevant to the question. Go ahead.
So John Lewin, if you didn't hear that, he's sitting down, he's a prosecutor, and he just said out loud in front of the jury, he's asking the court to take judicial notice that the witness had no income in California. Just in the middle of the questioning, just as we get done about this license and purchasing ammunition in California, we have the prosecutor injecting that statement out loud in front of the jury.
You were shown a lot of pictures from your Instagram account, your social media, correct?
Correct.
At the time, did you have an Instagram account related to your career in the entertainment industry?
I didn't.
And what was the purpose of that Instagram account?
To promote the artist and the body of work.
Is your Instagram account supposed to be a factual documentation of your life?
Oh, it's a persona. Much of a persona you live into the internet.
So is it fair to say that even if you posted a picture with next to a private jet, that doesn't necessarily mean that's your private jet, correct?
Yeah, no, that wasn't my private jet.
So why is it then that you post photos of yourself with a private jet? So just take that as an example.
Thought it was cool.
Not necessarily conveying that you're swearing under oath that you own a private jet or regularly travel on private jets. Fair to say?
No.
Okay.
Wait, that's not fair to say?
Is that fair? Sorry. Is that I think the point's clear. I'll move on.
Why don't you re-ask the question?
Okay. If you post a picture of yourself next to a private jet, by doing that, are you taking an oath and saying, that's my private jet that I own?
No, it's not my jet.
Would the same be true if you have a stack of money that you're holding in a photograph? Does that necessarily mean that that's your money?
No. I don't necessarily have to be yours.
Is it just portraying a certain image online?
Well, what do you mean?
That it's not necessarily reflective of reality?
Yeah. Perception.
Okay. You were asked questions. Do we have the defense exhibit, Your Honor? Where's your exhibits? Your text messages. Your Honor, do you have a list of the defense exhibits?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the thread of text messages between the victim and the defendant. On November 6, 2021.
Next to the exhibit letters, I just wrote whether it's a text, a photo, a screenshot, so I didn't take it down to maybe Alex, JKL. J is a text, K is a text, L is a text.
Peter, if you're heading out, have a good night, Peter Ortiz. Peter says bye-bye, so long, farewell. See you in Yikers Island. Oh my goodness. Allegedly, that is a great thing, Yikers Island. Everybody's got to start using that.
See also. Doing all right on the water?
Ronald Gavin exhibit, because we didn't normally mark it, so we see it now. So what's the next one?
What is it?
It's the text that'll show us.
P as in Paul.
What is it?
P as in Paul.
That's P as in Paul.
Are we sure? There was a P, but it was withdrawn.
You have a second?
Okay, Mr. Efron, I'm showing you, not showing you, these text messages. You recognize this? I just want you
Going back to
answer
these.
yourself to it. So that's what I'm asking if you recognize it.
Now, if you joined today, on direct, we saw some chains of text messages that were incomplete, and on cross, it came out that Relli had actually deleted certain messages. So I guess we're about to see the prosecution try to rehabilitate these text messages leading up to the meetup. Let's see if it works.
And the messages at the top here, these 4 messages, you said were messages that were deleted off of your phone, correct?
Yes.
Now, I believe you testified yesterday. Well, can you explain to the jury? I don't want to put words in your mouth. Can you explain to the jury how it was that those text messages were deleted? What exactly did you do?
What do you mean? Like how did I delete them?
How was it deleted?
Oh, I just wiped over. I deleted it the same day I sent it. So the 6th, I sent it, and I deleted it right after.
What did you delete?
These 4 text messages.
Only those 4 text messages.
Yeah.
So were there any messages between you and the defendant before that?
I wouldn't know.
In 2020,
I wouldn't know it
2019?
so long ago. I know this one was deleted, and that's why the next one, see where you at, it looks like a new conversation because that was deleted the same day. on the 6th.
Okay.
I'll be writing that to him.
You can't prep him. He's not getting it.
I want to make sure that clear on his phone.
For real. So, guys, the prosecutor's was not trying to get him to just say he singled out those 4 text messages. He was trying to say he deleted the whole thread. But he volunteered he deleted those 4 only. After he testified previously, he deleted a bunch of messages and didn't know why. He just stumped the prosecutor. How does this get worse? How does this get worse? For real, he really just tried to clean this up.
No, sorry.
Yeah, I think factually he deleted those 4, but there could have been an excuse that he deleted all of it.
So you kind of see half of defense P, and on the right-hand side is equals 13. So, Mr. Efron, your version of the messages starts at WYA, correct?
Yeah, because that was my text thread, basically.
So can you explain that to the jury, what you're talking about when you say that's a new text thread?
So basically, I mean, after you delete your message, unless that person texts you, unless you text that person, you know, yeah, that's a new message.
So when did you delete these 4 messages?
The same day I sent it to him.
When that day?
The 6th,
But when?
a couple hours after. Or probably-
After you sent them?
Yeah, after I sent it to him.
So if you sent these at 10:30 in the morning, would you have deleted them at around noon, 1 o'clock? Is that what you're saying?
Objection to deleting.
Yeah, for sure.
Issue.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
so you deleted these 4 messages before you received the WYA text message, correct?
Correct.
You did not delete them after the defendant shot at you. Is that fair?
Yes, that's it. I didn't tweet it.
So on your text thread, when you say it shows up as a new message, that's the first message in your text thread, correct?
Correct.
And as it was extracted from your phone, the first message in your text conversation with the defendant is that WYA text message, correct?
Yes.
So there's no messages from November 5th back, correct? The first message is November 6th at 9:39 in your phone.
Yeah.
Sorry, I need clarification. First message
First message
ever.
in that text thread.
First message, not November 5th.
I said the first message is November 6th, so there's no messages from November 5th going back in time. Are you following what I'm saying? If it's confusing, tell me and I'll clarify. This is the beginning of the text thread you had with the defendant after you deleted it, correct?
Yes.
So it wasn't that you went through the text thread and selectively deleted things that you thought were going to make you look bad. You deleted the entire conversation.
Yeah, I deleted it because I didn't like the way it looked on my phone, like what I was saying to him.
Doesn't help you
And
either.
then the first message you got that you
my God.
you kept was a WYA, correct?
Yeah, that's what he wrote me the next day.
When you deleted those messages, were you trying to hide the fact that you had sent him rude messages?
No, I didn't care. I just was over the fact, over everything.
Your deleting those messages had nothing to do with the fact that he shot at you, correct?
No.
Because you deleted them before he shot
I
at you.
deleted it before.
Objection to deleting on it.
We already got the answer that's in now.
The answer stricken questions here. Juries to disregard the question and the answer.
Just a.
No, ask another question.
Is it common in your friend group, we can even narrow this down to the members or former members of ASAP, that there will be a certain amount of banter or rude messages exchanged between each other? Is that fair to say?
What, with all the members?
Is that how you guys talk to each other? That's my question.
Yeah.
Have you called other members a pussy? Is that, a pejorative?
Yeah.
That wasn't something that you singled out to call the defendant. That is exchanged between members of ASAP, correct?
Yeah, I mean, the men always going through things.
I believe you said that you, on cross-examination, that you had also exchanged messages like that with Ills, but you said it's because you guys are like brothers. Is that fair?
Yeah, with Bari to have arguments with. You're gonna argue with your brother.
You testified that on cross that there was a period of time after the shooting that your name was not publicly associated as the victim in this case. Is that correct?
Correct.
Do you know when did that change?
When Bari posted my car and said snitch ass and word ratted on my brother.
Okay. You said that was on Instagram? Do you know approximately the date that happened?
That was the day Rocky got locked up. Coming back from Barbados, I believe.
Oh, April.
And he was still in custody.
And after Jabari said that, did you see that recorded anywhere publicly?
It was everywhere.
What do you mean it was everywhere?
Literally everywhere. Every major little news outlet.
Okay. Your Honor, I have just an example of that on Marcus Peoples 22.
Is that a screenshot? This was on, what is it?
Yeah, I believe it is, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Betsy, he enjoys saying Rocky got lucky. He seems to have this fantasy that Rocky's still locked up right now. They're sidebarring us. They're sidebarring us. And again, if it's his brother that got your name out there, I mean, when it goes back to the civil suits, you're blaming Joe Tacopina's statements in September of 2022. You're suing Rocky and Joe Tacopina and the law firm, saying that that's when, you were defamed and your reputation got hurt. But it was also in April after Rocky was arrested because somebody that's not Rocky and somebody that's not Joe Tacopina and someone you're not suing put your name in an Instagram post.
Yet to be numbered document. Do you recognize what you see there?
Yeah.
And what is that?
From No Jumper.
What's No Jumper?
Internet outlet, like a media.
Okay.
It was 22.
Mr. Chairman, can you speak out just a little louder? Maybe the jury, I'm having a little trouble hearing.
I'm going to put it on the screen. Just so you can see.
Here's the
So,
no jumper
showing you
post.
What I marked as People's 22. 22, you said this was a post from No Jumper, correct?
Yeah, correct.
On the social media platform formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay. And this was one example of you being named as the victim associated with this case, correct?
Yes.
And if the date is marked as April 20, 2022, does that sound about the time that that happened to you? If you don't know the dates, that's fair, but
The days that what happened to me?
that you were named as the victim
Oh, yes.
publicly. And not only were you named as the victim in this case, but you were labeled a snitch, correct?
Yeah.
What connotation does that have in the rap world that you were a member of at that time?
Roll this objection.
I mean, can you say that again?
Yeah, is that a positive thing to be labeled a snitch?
No.
What does it mean?
I mean, you canceled. But it's kind of weird because I don't know. I have my own theory about that.
Survivor Speaks wants to start a class action suit, I see. And like really, if you had these text messages beforehand.
To talking about your text exchange with John Iman, who was, you testified before, was Rocky's manager, correct?
Yes.
You're going to have a 8-page document, we mark it April 23.
What is it?
Text messages with John Iman.
It's 8 pages of text.
It is.
Right there.
These texts with John.
We haven't seen it.
Well, they introduced the I'm getting page, so
I understand you haven't seen this exhibit.
It's fine, give you time.
Go ahead and do it.
Okay, thank you. No objection.
Mr. Efron, I'm going to show you the cover page here. First message is a little difficult, but we go down. Do you recognize what we see here? I know the number's blocked out, but do you recognize this to be your text messages with John, the person that you referred to as the defendant's manager?
Yeah, this is like a legit text.
Speaking to the mic.
Yes, I would like a legit text.
Okay. And you say that looks like a legit text because this came off of your phone, correct? And the reason why we have your phone is because you walked your phone into an NYPD precinct. Is that correct?
Yeah,
You gave it to the police,
I did.
and you allowed them to make a digital copy of everything on your phone, correct?
I did.
Do you know that that was all given to the defense too?
No.
Okay. You know that now?
Yeah.
Your first message with John starts November 7th, 2021 at 12:04 in the morning. I know that's actually a really small part to see, correct? Can you see that?
Yeah.
So we're talking, if that's your first message to John, that would be after the shooting, correct?
Yeah, like 45 to an hour later.
And do you remember what it was that you texted him?
That right there?
Yeah.
First,
I know it's just an icon, but do you remember what it was?
Picture of the bullet.
It was a picture, correct?
Yeah, well,
And then you texted him again, 12:04. Looks like a screenshot of a text message conversation, correct?
yeah, I texted him, me and Rocky's conversation.
Okay. Again at 12:04. You sent him another message. What did you say in that?
Rocky shot at me.
Rocky, shoot at me.
Right, yeah, Rocky shot at me.
Okay. 12:04 still. Your next message?
One bullet, raised my
Okay,
hand.
good. Speaking to the mic.
One bullet raised my hand.
There was a typo. You meant to say grazed my hand.
Yeah, I did a lot of technical work there. I was shaking. I was like shaking.
You were sending these text messages quickly, back to back to
Yeah,
back.
that's bad.
Okay. Then you sent him another photograph, correct?
Yes.
Now we're at 12:12, so about 8 minutes later. And then another photograph at 12:12, almost 12:13, correct?
Correct.
And immediately under that, you texted him at 12:13, this ills.
Let me see the top one. That must have been his.
Yeah, it was a photograph. It's not-
Okay, yeah, so I showed him Bill's conversation, trying to like lure me in.
You took a screenshot.
To this Bill's conversation, showed him to let him know it was authentic, that this is real.
Okay. So now we're at 12:13, which would be what? 11 minutes after your first message. 12:15, 2 or 3 minutes later, what was the next message you sent to him?
They set me up.
And then 12:16, 2 seconds after that message.
If I didn't grab it, I'd be dead.
Gotta speak up.
I'm tired.
What can you read?
What was
one
the
time?
announcement today?
Can you read that one? Because it was hard to hear you.
If I didn't grab the ills, I'd be dead.
Again, at 12:16, you sent him another screenshot. I know it's hard to see, but was it all the missed calls?
Yeah, that's what this called.
All right, now we're going to jump ahead in time from 12:16 to 12:37. Sorry, it's hard to see. 12:37, you sent him another picture, correct?
Correct.
Then, again, 12:37, almost 12:38, you texted him.
He's losing it.
And finally, at 12:38, you sent him that text message that the defense showed you saying, I'm getting itch, correct? Or I'm get itch.
I meant to rap getting irritated or like get irritated or something like that. It wasn't I get rich.
I understand
That
that.
didn't fit in the content. If you look at the whole conversation, that was right there.
So what I'm asking is, that's, that message was sent 34 minutes after the first message that you sent to John, correct?
Yes, if it says right there, yes.
And, yeah, again, because you don't, as you sit here now, 3 years later, can you say that you specifically remember dates and very specific times? Okay. But if it says, if it's timestamped from your phone that that's when that happened, you don't take issue with that.
No, I'm going to take issue if it came from my phone.
So when you texted him, I'm getting itch or irritated, that's over a half an hour after you sent him the first message, and he hasn't responded to a single one of your messages, correct?
Who, John?
Yes.
I don't know if he responded. I think he responded.
Did you see a response in there?
Bro!
Is this just my text messages?
This is your thread with him. Did you see a response from him?
Do you have a response from him in there?
I'll approach. You can go through it. You tell me if you see a response.
He's giving you the out.
I get it.
A far reach of an out, but he's giving you an out and you're not catching it.
I can't do it right now, just on the check before we eat.
Oh my gosh.
You know, like, it helped the answer, and go on, just stop right there.
No speaking objections.
Sorry,
Speaking
right,
objections.
sorry. Leave.
There's no question pending.
I think the question pending was, did you see a response from John?
No.
You are asking leading questions prior.
I'm just trying to speed it along there, but I will refrain. My apologies.
We'll call that a half sustained.
So John was to hit me, it would be somewhere down here or something. I need this text message or what? If he was, it would be under here.
If he was to, I mean, I can show you what it looks like on the other ones.
Yeah.
There's a blue bubble.
Oh,
You
so
see
he
a
would
blue
be.
bubble?
No,
on
I
the
don't.
other?
I don't.
Okay. Great.
That's the point.
Was that the context you were talking about? The when you were testifying earlier?
Still doesn't get it.
Say that again, please.
Sorry, I'll withdraw that question. This meeting.
He said, I'm giving up. The prosecutor's giving up.
The text message that you sent to Justin about wanting the defendant's money, was that sent before or after the shooting on November 6th, 21 at 10:17 p.m.?
It was after the shooting.
Oh. Yeah, Your Honor. I can stop there and we can go on to.
All right, we'll take the break now, folks. Please be outside the courtroom doors at 10:30 on Monday.
He will still be on the stand.
Case, weekend, with anybody, please don't review anything you see in the newspaper or online. Please keep an open mind. And have a good weekend, and we'll see you on